from the 49ers perspective, why is Jimmy Garoppolo still here?
All right. So I'm trying to just look at this holistically from beginning to end. So the 49ers have made it clear they had no idea that Jimmy was going to have surgery when he chose to have surgery. Sure, they heard about it. They knew it was an option, but they were talking with teams. I think that they legitimately did have talks in place. They like where those talks were going.
No
Whatever it is
offers,
that they're
though,
asking
is
price
what they
wise.
say. No offers.
No
Just
offers. But
talks.
to be fair, they didn't have offers because the way that they were having these conversations is they were telling teams that they weren't budging off of what they wanted.
True.
John Lynch said that in two different ways. So I think that they were able to test the waters before all the league got together at the combine, and they had a price in mind that they thought they could get based off of conversations they were having. Then Jimmy has the surgery, and so they're thinking to themselves, all right, well, we still think he holds some value, right? Maybe we have to curtail it, but we still think he holds some value. Then all these other dominoes fall that they didn't expect. But where do they sit right now, and why is he still here? Well, first of all, as a fan, of course, you want to hear, yeah, we would love to cut Jimmy. We're going to cut Jimmy. But if they're going to cut Jimmy, they're going to wait until they don't owe him that $7.5 million. Like let's be clear about that. And they can't talk about it because that's a league violation. You cannot say, hey, we'll cut him, but we'll wait till a certain date so that we can recoup that $7.5 million. Like that's a quick way to go to court and have Jimmy's team suing you for holding him hostage on the team just so you can't pay him. So that right there, just so we know, just to be clear, I think is still a great option and a small way that the 49ers can save face. Because if they cut him and save that full $25 million and then roll that over to next year, they have the same scenario that we talked about last offseason, Grant, which is cut him and have $50 million to play with next year. So that right there is a saving grace. If he gets healthy and they cannot trade him for anything, that is still an option. And I think that the 49ers, they're not going to say it. They're still going to act like they love Jimmy. But there were little things when Kyle Shanahan was talking that tells you he was perturbed with the situation. He's not happy with the way that Jimmy's handled it. And I think push comes to shove, they will absolutely cut him and save that money.
Oh. Let me disagree with you right there, Jesse. I do not think the Niners have the guts to cut Jimmy Garoppolo because cutting Jimmy Garoppolo would be a big L on, let's say, John Lynch's resume. Big L. You blew it. You could have got a second-round pick for him last year. You cut him this year. Who's breathing down his neck? Adam Peters. Who are the Niners looking for a reason to promote? Adam Peters. I think it's pretty clear that the 40, my opinion, are not the Niners, particularly Lynch, are not willing to take the loss on this one. I don't think they're going to cut him. I don't think they're going to trade him. I think he's going to be here either as the starter or as the backup, probably as the backup. And if he is still here as a starter or a backup, sell that one to me, Jesse. From the Niners' perspective, how is that a good thing? Jimmy is a backup. Tell me that. Because Jed York even came out. He was like, it's a good thing. It's like Joe and Steve. Tell me how that could possibly end well. I want to hear from the Niners' perspective.
Grant, man, listen, I don't know how it can end well. This is just me telling you real. That is the worst case scenario. We saw George Kittle get super irritated by week 3 of the preseason with the freaking questions. Now we expect that it goes through a whole second season. If Trey starts losing, what the hell are you doing?
From their perspective, it's good to have Jimmy. It's in case Trey flops because he's an unknown. But other than that,
you can't have it in case Trey. See, that cannot be it. From the team perspective, it's if Trey gets injured. Hey, you know what? Mobile quarterback. True. He maybe he doesn't fully protect himself. Whatever, he could have a freak injury, and then we need it. Right. That right there is how you do it. Plus, he's a great locker room guy. He's a leader. He was a captain last year. All those things.
I suck at the PR spin. I'm like, I don't think that way. But that's exactly what it would be. All right, Trey runs around. He could get hurt. Good to have. I mean, it's not like Nate Sudfeld is an acceptable backup quarterback. Are you kidding?
Right.
Are you freaking kidding?
And Jimmy Garoppolo would be the best backup in the league. He would be the best backup in the league. He would be. let's go through the backups. Is there anybody better than him?
Him, Andy Dalton, 6'1", half dozen the other. Whatever. I mean, yeah, he's fine. I still think Jimmy Garoppolo is super duper overrated. I think it's quite for him to be a starting quarterback. To me, you got to be on with a great coach and a great supporting cast. I'm curious to see what happens to him. I think him and Cam are really Cam Newton are real similar in the sense that what incentive do they have to be backups if that's what their future holds? Like they're rich celebrities. Why would they do that? Are you sure they want to do that? I don't think Jimmy wants to do that. Jimmy doesn't even text his coach back in the offseason. He wants to be a backup quarterback. He wants to, I don't see it whatsoever. So if Jimmy were to lose this backup competition, I'm really curious to see what happens. He's just going to be the good soldier and chill on the bench, or is he going to have surgery on his thumb or his shoulder again or something? Like, how is Jimmy going to play this if he loses this competition? Anyway,
let me answer, because this is what I genuinely think with Jimmy. First of all, I think Cam just likes football. I think he likes being around it. I think he's different than Jimmy. But Jimmy, if he's a backup quarterback this year, whether it's the 49ers or another team, and then he doesn't get a starting role next year, I genuinely think he retires. I don't think he wants to be a backup quarterback for
how much do you love football? You have $110 million. And your future is grinded out as a backup quarterback. Do you want to do that?
I don't think so.
Call your coach back when you're the starter. They're paying you $27 million a year. And you can't text back. What about when you're making $2 million a year and you're the next Brian Hoyer? I don't see it. He doesn't seem like Brian Hoyer wants to do that. I don't think Jimmy wants. Maybe if Brian Hoyer had $110 million, he wouldn't do it, but he doesn't. Cam Newton made $134 million in his career. Does he really need to do it? I mean,
he doesn't need to. But I think he likes football. I think you watch him on the practice field, he has a lot of fun. Cam Newton enjoys the game. I believe that.
Yeah. All right. George says a lot of these analysts want to see the Niners fall short every single season. If they keep Jimmy, they're going to fall short again. That's what Jimmy does, is fall short. I'm sorry. That's enough.
But hold on, because I tweeted this out and I need to make sure that everybody understands it. This is 40 chess that the 49ers are playing. Jimmy Garoppolo has 2 Super Bowl rings as a backup. Sure, he couldn't win it as a starter, but you're almost guaranteeing a Super Bowl win if he's your backup quarterback. I'm just saying the proof's in the pudding.
It's definitely been proven. That's science, and there's evidence and facts.